Hello and welcome to Picture Astrology. In this quick video, we will learn about placement of Mercury in the sign of Taurus, and as always our emphasis will be on the practical side of things, and apart from the mental and physical characteristics which this placement imparts, we will look at some of the day-to-day life things which you can observe with this placement. So Mercury represents many important things in Vedic astrology. It is the primary karaka of our intellect, the discerning mind, the logical and mathematical abilities. We are able to do 1 plus 1 equal to 2 only because we have Mercury. It is also the primary karaka of our speech and communication abilities, especially the way we speak, not necessarily the sound quality, as well as skin. The quality of your skin, the quality of the relationships you are going to have towards your maternal family has very much to do with Mercury. And in today's world, the extension of speech and communication would be how you flirt. Mercury is the youngest planet in the Vedic astrology cabinet. It is considered to be a prince who has not yet attained puberty. It's a young boyish charm. And hence it's like to dabble into multiple things, try out many things. It is also a kind of sensual planet which helps or adds into sensual activities, and how you flirt, the style in which you talk, how charming you could be in your looks as well as when you speak. That depends a lot on the Mercury. On the other hand, Taurus, the sign of bull, is probably the most benefic sign of Vedic astrology. And by benefic, I do not mean it in the context of malefics and benefics of, which is generally used to describe planetary qualities. What I mean is it's one of the most soumya or soft sign. The whole sign is ruled by Mercury. We know that moon is also exalted in the first 3 degrees of the sign, and the remaining 27 degrees of the sign is considered to be the Mool Trikona area of moon. So 2 of the most softer planets of astrology either consider this sign as their home or their Mool Trikona or the exaltation sign, and this is an area where no planets gets into debilitation. It also houses some of the most Soumya nakshatras like Rohini. So overall, the area of Venus, the sign of Venus, has many benefic qualities. And more importantly, especially for Mercury, it is a fixed sign, and the nature of the sign is earth, or the element of the sign is earth. Now imagine, earth, the natural quality of earth is stability. If you look around earthy elements, anything which is in a concrete physical form, their natural tendency is not like air. Air's natural tendency is to keep moving from one area to another, that is dual. Similarly, the natural tendency of earthy elements is to remain fixed, or it has the highest level of inertia. Now, since the cardinality of this Venus ruled sign is also fixed, this you can say is by far the most stable sign in the zodiac. And when you have a young planet like Mercury, having a stable area is considered very, very auspicious. So in one way you can think that Mercury would do well in any of the fixed sign, but more so in the sign of Taurus, which is ruled by Mercury, because Mercury Venus are considered to be good friends of each other, and this sign becomes very conducive to bring about some nicer qualities of Mercury. See, when you do talk to people, when you communicate with each other, one of the drawbacks of Mercury, or one of the drawbacks of communication, is you could have rash speech. You can hurt people when you have good capabilities of communication. But because of this Soumya nature of the Taurus sign, this placement is generally associated with a very soft and sweet voice, or at least soft and sweet way of communication. These people even though quite stylish in their talk. Okay, it's the sign ruled by Venus, the planet of sensuality. It is a great sign which can give quite a lot of attractive powers because of the way you speak. It can give very attractive communication capabilities. And though you will be eloquent in speech, you will not generally hurt other people, because the rough edges of your communications are taken care by this Somya sign of Venus or Taurus. So generally this placement is very good, and people with this placement, if Mercury is well placed in any of the Kendra and Trikona house for sure, can utilize their communications ability in a much better way to gain various benefits out of it. And talking about benefits, this placement is also related with people who are good at money management, because Mercury is the planet of your intellect, and Taurus, being the earthy and which is the stable and fixed sign, shows all kind of accumulation. See, inertia means something which is not really moving. And another way to look at it, it will keep things as it is. Earthy signs are best for taking care of things, and especially the fixed earthy sign is very good for accumulation. You can also see Taurus represents your face, and face has all the five senses: eyes who collect visual signals, ears who collect sound signals, mouth with which you eat, you consume stuff. So you see accumulation, maximum accumulation in your body, or parts which help in accumulation, various signals around the world are situated on your face. And no wonder that Taurus is a sign which is great for accumulation, which is great for organizing. And therefore this has multiple implications. This gives a person a good organizing capabilities. They are good with money. Second sign shows your accumulated wealth. So Mercury in this sign shows people who are good in managing wealth. And if this placement is somewhat strongly related to your 10th house, your work or job could also be in sectors where you work with accumulated wealth, like banking, like insurance, and so on. And not only that, Mercury is the planet of multiplicity. It is actually the most versatile, meaning someone who can do multitasking easily. And that's the reason why many times the classics define this placement as being quite dexterous. People who are good at many things, or people who can use their intellect in multiple ways. And especially with Venusian sign, they would be interested in multiple art forms. Good music, good painting, and other art form could be very appealing to these guys. And probably needless to say, because of their great stylish communication abilities, they are very good at flirting. And not just that, by extension, this placement is considered to be very good for family happiness too, because second sign shows your family happiness, especially the family of your birth. And Mercury here gives you a tendency to keep a happy environment in family. You would love to chit chat, play board games, and have a fun living environment within the family. And not just that, as a sutra, and there could be other influences which needs to be considered, but just this placement of Mercury in Taurus, and Mercury being the karaka of more than one things, multiple things, is also considered an indication of a large family. And therefore many classics also say that this is an indication in which person will have more than one children or kids. Now this is how astrological predictions actually work. It is said that you need to look at the pattern in the horoscope. So though having kids or children is generally associated with 5th house and Jupiter, but when you have many kids, when Jupiter and 5th house represent that you have many kids, then it will also translate into having a big family. The size of the family will be a little larger. Now, Mercury being more than one or multiple, Taurus being the second house of family shows a big family. So, when you conjoin this placement of Mercury in Taurus with Jupiter in 5th house, you will see a pattern, and that pattern can lead you to make predictions, because what we are talking about when we talk about every planet in a sign is individual sutras, and when these sutras combine together, they form a chain or a pattern. Then you can reach to the conclusions in astrology. That's why most of the great astrologers of past have always described the art of astrology as the art of finding patterns. So friends, this was my quick analysis of Mercury in the sign of Taurus. Please do like and subscribe to my channel to continue to get updates like this. In coming days and weeks, we will talk about this placement for every single ascendant. That will give you much more finer understanding of this placement of Mercury in Taurus. So thank you for your time, and I hope to see you again soon.